This tutorial is a short tutorial focusing on the assessments involved in web development. Web development has 2 assessments and no exam. So each assessment is worth 50%. So what I'm going to do is just introduce the 2 different assessments and what's involved in each of them, whether it's a group or an individual assessment, so on. Okay, so I'll just jump in here and click on this first of all. Okay. So as I said, there's 2 assignments. The first assignment focuses on analysing and planning a website. The first thing that you have to do, either as an individual or group, is decide on what topic you want to deal with or what website you want to deal with. What's the aim of your website? Okay. Then you analyse it and plan it. Okay. And I talked about this in the previous tutorial, but I'll go into this in a lot more detail over the next number of tutorials, all dealing with analysis and planning. And I'll give you examples of previous group work over the last number of years and so on. So I'll just show first of all, pop up the assignment. Okay. The assignment reads: analyse and plan a corporate website for any hospitality tourism enterprise of your choice. So it's up to you to decide on what the topic of your website is going to be. Now, it could be a simple B&B or a hotel or a bar or restaurant, which is already in existence, which already is a real live entity, okay? Or it could be something else. A lot of people over the last number of years have decided to maybe deal with, tourism in Galway, or things to do in Dublin for the under 30s, or, pub crawls in Dublin, or cool places to go. Last year we had a lot of different things, such as Easy Peasy, which was a group that set up student meals and how to cook them and how easy it was and so on. So it's a concept that you will come up with. Okay, it doesn't necessarily have to be a business. It could be like one guy last year dealt with cycling in Sligo, and where's good to go, what's good to do, and so on. Okay, so the website's completely up to yourself. What I want to do is I want it based in reality, so that that you will have real aims and real objectives. You will have a real audience that you'll be trying to reach, and therefore have to create the language and in a way that your audience would accept it best, and so on. So the concept is yours. You will come up with the idea yourself. Okay. And you'll run the idea by me within the first 3 weeks of the course, okay? And it'll be approved or whatever, okay? So the next part of this, the instruction, it's a group assignment. You can have a maximum of up to 4 people in your group. Now, what I've always done is I said if somebody wants to do this assignment individually, they can do it individually. If they want to do it in a group of 2, in a group of 3, or a group of 4, they can also do that as well. So that's something else that needs to be approved by week 3. So what I'll need you to do within the first couple of weeks is we can touch base and talk about the possibility of your idea, your concept, and then you'll need to get it approved by email before week 3. Okay, that's so that you can get kicking on and you can get started on your assessment at that stage, because we will have done enough over the first 2 or 3 weeks of the module to get you started. Okay, and then, as I said, the first assignment is due on the 22nd of October. Now, I have included 5 previous examples of assignment 1, if you want to put it that way, and they're included on the Dropbox link and also on the website link. So you can go and have a look at what other groups have done to give you an idea of what you should be doing, or the structure that you should be following. This is quite similar to what we do with 4th year thesis, where there's a number of them in the library and you can access them. And all the ones I'm providing you with, they're all good, over 70% assessments. So they're good assessments and good guidelines to follow and so on. Now, what I will do is, once you submit your assignment to me on the 22nd of October, I will give you back your assignment within a week. I will mark it, I will correct it. I will also add loads of feedback, so you'll be able to understand exactly how you might improve it. And you can resubmit that assignment up on any time up until the following or the final week of the module, okay, which is the day that assignment 2 is due. Now, that's an option. You do not have to resubmit your assignment, but obviously, you know, if you do, you will get the better mark if it's a better mark. If it's a worse mark, you'll still get the mark you originally got. So if you got 60% in your first assignment and you resubmit it and it's not as good as the first assignment, you will still get the 60%. Okay, so and the reason for that is to encourage people to try to improve their plans, or rather than saying, oh God, I'm afraid to to have a go because I might lose out on marks or whatever. Okay, as I mentioned before, your assignment 1 is worth 50% of your actual module. If the subject of your assignment already has an appropriate website, so if you decide to build a website for Glastonbury, for instance, and you look and they have a really good website at the moment, leave it be. Choose something that you want to revamp. I don't want to see somebody looking at a website that's already there, maybe changing the color or changing a little bit of text. I want a complete overhaul. Okay. Marking scheme. This will probably mean nothing much to you right now, but over the next number of weeks, when we start dealing with each of the individual components of the units, you will see that the idea, aims, objectives, audience analysis, time cost analysis all falls into the analysis section, and system analysis, content decision, storyboards and flowcharts all fall into the planning section. Okay, and you can see that, you know, there's a breakdown there of each of the marks and so on. You can see that. And when you get your assignment back within a week of submitting it, you will see the mark allocated to this particular section, and you'll also see the mark that you've got in each particular section. So you might get 2 out of 3, or you might get 7 out of 8, or you might get 15 out of 20. You'll see your room for improvement there, and you'll also see my comments that will hopefully help you to improve each of those sections. Okay, so that's the marking scheme for assignment 1. And then what I submit with all my assignments is a moderation form. So therefore, if you actually are working in a group, you can moderate your marks. Just say everyone agrees. Just say there's 3 people in the group, and person A and person B agree that person C has worked a little bit harder. What you might get is person C might get 110%, and the other 2 people in the group might get 95% each. So, and the mark will be allocated based on those breakdowns. Okay. With a moderation form, it's not there for everyone to kind of start a fight with everyone. It's so that everyone knows that if somebody is working hard, that they'll be rewarded for that. Now, everyone has to sign this, so therefore it's not sneaking up behind somebody and knocking 10% off their mark or anything like that. Everyone's aware of what's going on there. And it's really, I'm using it as a carrot rather than a stick approach. So that's assignment 1. Assignment 2 looks at develop and implement the website. Now, really what this is whatever you plan to do with assignment 1, you're actually doing it in assignment 2. So you're building an actual website and you're publishing an actual website. So the title of this assignment is Develop, Implement and Publish a Corporate Website for any hospitality, tourism, leisure enterprise of your choice. Really what this is instead of 2 different assignments, it's part A and part B of the one assignment. So what you're expected to do in part B or in assignment 2 is to do what you said you're going to do in assignment 1. So whatever you've planned, you can implement that. Okay. And again, if it's a group, if you're dealing with 4 people in your group, it's the same group, obviously. If you're dealing with 3, it's the same group, and so on. Okay. Assignment 2 is due on the 10th of December, which is the final week of the module of the course. And if you want to resubmit assignment 1, you can do it at that point as well, or anytime before that. Okay. But you can only resubmit assignment 1 once. You can't keep doing it until you get to 100% or something like that. Okay. So again, the assignment 2 is worth 50% of the module as well. And the breakdown and marks for this are fairly straightforward. Text, images, navigational cues, interactivity, media integration. All of these things we'll be talking about through the many different topics within Unit 4. So you'll see all of these things within the design stage, and you'll see that we'll spend a lot of time dealing with those in due course. There's also a moderation form for this. Again, if everybody's working equally well. There's no need to submit a moderation form, but if there's a problem, it might, get things right for you or sort you out before there's any major issues. Okay, so that's really your assignment 1 and your assignment 2. So keeping it simple, assignment 1 is analyze and plan your website, and it's a Word document with some Excel and with some PowerPoint and some MS Project, which we'll be talking about as well, and we'll introduce all of that throughout the first part of this particular module, and then to develop a website. So you'll actually be creating a website from scratch, and you'll be uploading it onto a server, which will be free. Okay. So keeping it simple, one is analyzing and the other one is developing. So it should give you, like, everybody should be able to envisage the website once you've gone through the analysis and planning stage. So you should know exactly what you're trying to do and how you're going to do it. Now, it may not always turn out exactly the same. You might improve on your plans in your development stage, or you may not be able to achieve certain things. So either way, it can work out both ways. Okay. So recap here, both assignments are worth 50% each. It could be an individual or a group assignment up to a maximum of 4 people. And the first assignment is due on the 22nd of October. And the second assignment is due on the 10th of December. And just to recap, with assignment 1, you can resubmit it at any stage once up until the end of the course on the 10th of December.